Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell. So every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So it looks like the citizens of Fulton County also want Fani Willis investigated for this improper relationship, actually the spending of the money. But we'll get into it all. We'll deep dive into it all. Put some periods on some of these question marks that we have. This is from the NewYorkPost.com, and it says, angry residents demand probe into DA Fani Willis' funny business at fiery district meeting. Residents of Fulton County, Georgia, called for District Attorney Fani Willis to be investigated at a fiery meeting of the county's Board of Commissioners on Wednesday. During the public input section of the meeting, residents zeroed in on Willis and her relationship with Special Prosecutor Nathan Wade, who was paid almost $700,000 to investigate election fraud in the county. Now, if y'all recall, Fani Willis got her took her line tail up to the congregation, up to the pulpit, and told that bold-faced lie that she paid all the lawyers that are assigned to the Donald Trump and his co-conspirators trial for the election fraud stuff. She said she paid all three of them the same hourly rate. Quote, I paid them all the same hourly rate. End quote. But then investigation showed that she paid Nathan Wade $100 more per hour on this trial than she did the other two. And so now you wonder why. See, I know there's probably still going to be some people who are still going to try to have her back, are still going to try to say, why is this relationship relevant to the case? But we'll get into that. It's the money. Understand it has nothing to do with the relationship. The relationship is just a byproduct. It's something I should tell my kids all the time. You always get in trouble for something that has nothing to do with what you got in trouble for. This is a byproduct. The two things may not coincide, but for some, but they just happen to intermingle when it comes to the money. Money spent, money made is what causes a problem. People, you can do a lot to folk and they may forgive you. You can lie to them. Sometimes you can cheat on them. Sometimes you may be able to steal something from them. But when it comes to money and people losing their hard-earned money on something, and you show like no remorse or they ain't trying to pay it back, that's one thing a lot of people will not forgive you for. They say you can mess two things that say you cannot get back. Well, two things you cannot mess with: time and money, because can't waste neither one of them. And Fani Willis is about to find that out. Fani, said to be in a relationship with Wade, stands accused of then benefiting by him taking her on lavish trips paid for with the money earned from the county. This is why it's an issue. It wouldn't be an issue if let's say he was on a different case. Let's say he wasn't on. It wouldn't be an issue if he wasn't on this case and he wasn't paid from Fani. He wasn't making no crazy money. And he just used regular money to take his little mistress, little girlfriend out. Wouldn't be an issue, not pertaining to this. But because government funds were used, and they're saying that it was probably obtained illegally because she paid him more than she paid the others. Well, there's a moral issue with that, ethical issue with that. Because you got to explain why you did that. What did he do differently than what they did? So when you look at it in that standpoint, you have to take it. You have to take it further. You have to understand. You got to go further with that than just, well, he was in a relationship with a woman. What's wrong with her? Finding her a man. He a lawyer and all this kind of stuff. Him and his wife is separated. Man, let that happen to you and see what happens. Quote, I'm done with Fulton County fumbling our elections. I'm disgusted at the DA's apparent love affair with a special prosecutor, the gross mismanagement of taxpayer dollars. Resident Derek Blasingame told attendees who applauded his remarks. Several other residents who spoke during the meeting also called for an investigation into Willis's use of county funds as part of her investigation into interference in the 2020 presidential election, a case which involves former President Donald Trump and over a dozen co-defendants. So basically, I think they're mad because they might be using county funds when they should be using federal funds. Anyway, resident Kevin Muldowney claimed it has also come to light Special Prosecutor Wade billed the county for 24 hours in a single day. I guess his outstanding stamina was a prerequisite for his position. That was funny. That was funny. So giving that BBC to old Fani. Fulton County commissioners never approved the hiring but paid him anyway. I am requesting this board perform a full audit of Willis's entire budget. Someone else said, it seems she has wasted a ton of taxpayers' dollars on non-county business, not to mention the taxpayer dollars spent on Fani's funny business. Boy, these people is pissed. These folks are pissed. Another attendee who wore a wig and glasses to remain incognito pulled a hot dog out of a bag labeled Nathan's. You know, Nathan's hot dog? Oh, damn. And began to wave it around at the panel. Man, this what happens. See, that's the thing. See, common folk, morally, common folk ain't tripping on the money. Now, some of them are, but you got to understand, people get emotional when it comes to relationships, right? Old people, they're not going to sit there and sit idly by on going through an emotion. They probably done been through it they probably done been through it themselves with a husband or ex-husband or ex-boyfriend or somebody, or probably currently going through it with themselves. And so when they see that someone is having an affair, these people watch soap operas. You know what I'm saying? These people about this who doing this, they probably watch soap operas all their life. So hey, they ain't with the BS when it comes to this kind of stuff. You know, Victor Newman and Nikki and all them, going back and forth with each other, having affairs and stuff, and then getting back together and all that. They ain't got time for the bullcorn. The remarks came after the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, described accusations of misconduct by the district attorney prosecuting Trump's election interference cases in the state as, quote, deeply troubling to the Post. These allegations are deeply troubling and evidence should be presented quickly in order for presiding Judge McAfee to rule and the public to have confidence in this trial moving forward, the governor's office said in a statement to the Post. Because see, they mess around and lose this case right now, or it drags on, and they mess around and lose this case, or and can't go forward with this case. Your boy Trump is going to be the next president. He's going to get reelected easily, because ain't nobody voting for that fake Nikki lady, the fake white Indian woman who don't know what she is and never seen racism in her life. But he gonna become president, because shoot, they're gonna him and her and postpone all this stuff until after the election. You just watch. Fulton County Commissioner Bob Ellis has also launched an investigation and demanded Willis account for how all the public money her office has spent. What I tell y'all last video, follow the money. Follow the money. In the note, Ellis asked Willis whether she received gifts from Wade and requested a tranche of documents for full transparency. These were fairly straightforward requests, which any elected official who is entrusted with public funds should supply that information back, Ellis wrote. Ellis, a Republican, said the inquiry into Willis, who is Democrat, is nonpartisan. We're talking about numbers. We're talking about dollars. We're talking about facts, he said. We're not talking partisan. We're not talking race. We're talking about the citizens' money and whether it is being used in the way it was intended. Here's the thing. Let's just say it is partisan. Let's just say he's a Republican, Fani Willis is a Democrat, and they're going after her because she's a Democrat and she's black. Let's just say that's true. So what? The thing is, even if they go after you, the question is, do they have evidence to move forward and to boot your tail out of there? Because you doing wrong. If you doing wrong, it don't matter what you are now, because it's quite possible that Fani Willis could have been a Republican, and this Republican Ellis could have been trying to hem and haw and try to figure out ways to like get it dismissed or try not to make it a big public spectacle and try to keep everything on the hush until, you know, the trial is over or whatever. Just try to squash it and find some way to make it disappear. That could be it. But the problem is you don't live in a perfect world where everybody thinks alike and everybody likes you. So if you're doing something wrong and your enemy has equal power in position or even power over and authority over you, you're in trouble. You are in trouble. So don't blame a Republican for coming after you because you are a Democrat and because you and Nathan Wade are black. Blame yourself not having the discipline, being in the position that you're in. Because when you have a certain position, you are required to clear your closet, making sure you have no skeletons. You got to. Because if you do, that's what they will hold over you and they'll bring it out when the time is right. The co-prosecutors were first accused of having an improper relationship in a motion filed earlier this month by Michael Roman, one of Donald Trump's co-defendants in Willis's racketeer influence and corruption organization RICO Act probe. That's kind of funny because the RICO lady is about to get hit with the RICO. The RICO lady who tried to got Donald Trump and who is trying to RICO YSL is about to get hit with her own RICO charges. Either her or her boyfriend, but she's gonna get tied into it because you benefited from it. She benefited from it, right? So that is hilarious in itself. Roman's lawyer, Ashley Merchant, accused Willis and Wade of having violated laws regulating the use of public money, suffer from irreparable conflicts of interest, and have violated their oaths of office under the Georgia rules of professional conduct and should be disqualified from prosecuting this matter. Hell, they probably get Fani Willis to step down. Her and Wade need to step down from there, not from just the trial, but from their positions. Like, seriously. If you ain't gonna come clean, if you ain't gonna try to find a way to fix it, because it's out there now. The longer you wait, the worse it's gonna look for you. So if you ain't gonna fix it, try to make things right by the people, for the people, you might as well step down from your positions. Credit card statements filed in the case of Wade's divorce from his wife show he had purchased tickets for him and Willis to fly to San Francisco and Miami, but neither had publicly addressed whether they are in a relationship. Everything is addressed except the relationship. And as you see, this story really didn't even touch on a relationship. It touches on the money used in the relationship. If you want to sit there and have, I don't know, 4 or 5 girlfriends or 4 or 5 boyfriends, whatever, and go on lavish trips, vacations with them. I mean, hey, you do what you do, right? The thing is, when you're using the taxpayers' money to do so, and you may say, but that's his salary, so he can do what he wants to, right? Yes, he could. But the problem also is, if he was build for 24 hours of work straight, that's a problem. That's where your ethics comes in. Because now you're doing something, now you're building him for something that can't nobody do. And the person in the world gonna work 24 hours straight on anything. But she was silly enough to do that. She couldn't even, I mean, good Lord, she couldn't even break it down into like hours that made sense. Probably because they had already stole the money. Think about it. Yeah, probably already stole the money, pocketed the money. Now they got to figure out, oh man, how in the heck are we going to make this look right? Well, just make it a billable hours. Just put it on there. And we can say that I worked on it, you worked on it, but we'll just, make it 24 hours. Too silly. Or maybe could have tried to like go on a trip or do something, had something come up to where they needed some money. So they was like, well, let me just put 24 hours down and get that money. Oh, we got away with it once, we may get away with it again, and you keep doing it, keep doing it. The thing about it is people are watching. Somebody's going to see, especially when it comes to money. And once the right person says the right thing at the right time, they're coming to get you. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Hey, man, we could do this all day. Fani, Willis, Nathan Wade. Hope you have a great life together. But this ain't looking good for y'all. I don't want to see anyone lose jobs, lose money, because regardless if you're right or wrong, you're doing right or doing wrong, you still got to eat. Period. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Leave your comments below and then share it with the world. Oh yeah, don't forget marlonmorale.com to get all your luxury accessories, perfumes, cologne, silk do-rags, silk scarves for the ladies, beard products, and so forth. marlonmorale.com. With that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.